Hey there, my name is Wade. I'm the children's author to a new book called The Mirror Box. And if you're here ready to listen to this story, you're probably going through a challenging time. And I really hope that this book could help you feel a little sense of hope and comfort in this very challenging time. This is the book. It's called, again, The Mirror Box. And I really do hope you enjoy and take some good things away from it. When Papa came to visit, it was like felt like I was snuggled up in my treehouse on a rainy day. Papa was more than a grandpa to me. He was my friend. When we were together, people laughed, smiled, and often said that our bright blue eyes looked the same. Papa and I spent a lot of time together. One time, Papa even climbed up into my treehouse. Looking off into the sky, he said, I feel like a perched bird watching over the world. I hadn't thought much about it, but that's how I felt too. Our favorite thing to do was visit the nearby playground park. While walking, we listened to the birds chirp and watched critters scamper across the trail. At the playground, we played on the swings, passed my football around, talked, and made goofy noises and sounds. Once we were walking near a pond and I heard ducklings quacking. I stopped and slowly walked towards the pond. I didn't see any ducks. I turned around and saw Papa bent over laughing. He hollered, I think they're over here, Christopher. As I looked closely at Papa's face, I saw his cheek bulging and air pushing out the side of his mouth. With my mouth and eyes wide open, I said, Papa, you're the quacker? He laughed and replied, You're right. I'm the quacker, Christopher. There were times we laughed so hard our cheeks would get sore. One afternoon, though, hearing the word Papa made me more sad than glad. Entering my room with tears in their eyes, my mom and dad told me that Papa had passed away. I was confused and looked at my dresser. That's where the football Papa and I passed back and forth was sitting. My dad looked at me and said, No, not that kind of past, Christopher. Passing away is when someone leaves us for the last time. Your Papa's heart stopped working today, and now his body and mind won't be able to visit us. With my eyes scrunched up like I'd just bitten into a fresh lemon, I replied, But I don't get to say goodbye? For a long while, I sat upstairs in my bed, feeling only sadness. Downstairs, there were family and friends visiting to talk about how much Papa had meant to them. Our home that day wasn't the fun place that Papa had always made it. With my eyes watering and my puppy, Sammy, snuggled up on my chest, my mind began to relax and wander off. Suddenly, I remembered that under my bed was something special Papa had given me. While I shimmied myself to the end of my bed, my arms stretched and my head leaned just far enough to reach for that gift. As I sat back, I was startled to see my own face looking at me. This gift Papa had given me was a mirror box, but the eyes looking back at me were Papa's eyes. My tears began dripping again, but this time on the mirror box, blurring the reflection. Sammy looked straight up at me and licked the tears falling from my eyes. And then Sammy darted under the bed. I heard a loud "Cluck," and Sammy emerged with her rubber yellow ducky. Ducky's or Sammy's playfulness reminded me of the fun Papa and I always had together. With a giant smile on my face, I somersaulted off my bed and high into the air, racing down the stairs with the mirror box high above my head. I ran to Mom and Dad, excited to share the news. It's Papa, it's Papa. He's here, he's here. I knew he'd never say goodbye and would always be nearby. With a confused and startled look on their faces, they listened as I told them about Sammy's quacking the duck and what I saw in the mirror that Papa had given me. After hearing all this, Mom said, "When did Papa give you that mirror box?" I replied, "A few months ago, Papa asked me to promise to keep it to myself and not peek." By now, all the friends and family within our home had begun to gather around my parents and me. They were very curious about what I was sharing with Mom and Dad. As everyone looked at the mirror box, I noticed there was a small key taped to the back. The entire room went silent when I pulled the key off the mirror box to open it. I turned the key and lifted the lid. Inside was a letter in Papa's handwriting and 3 small rocks. When I read Papa's letter out loud, I was surprised how easy it was for me. I had trouble reading out loud at school. Not today, though. Dear Christopher, I'm so glad you kept your promise and are now opening your mirror box. I've expressed my love for you, your sister Allie, and the rest of my friends and family many times over. I'm hopeful that my message was firmly stuck in each of your memories. I want you to know that whatever feelings you're having about me graduating to the next place are perfectly fine. If it's tears that visit you, they're helping you heal. If it's confusion, sadness, or any other feeling, those feelings are there to help you also. I am excited to tell you in this next place, I now too can help you heal, just like your feelings do. My graduation to the next place allows me to meet with you anytime, anywhere. If there's a time you can't find me, search for the joyful place we shared, and you'll find me there. Whenever you quiet your mind, listen for me. I'll be in that quietness. Visiting there is easier than you think. When you do, we'll revisit the love, laughter, and learning that we share. Love always, Papa. After finishing Papa's letter, Sammy gave me a sloppy, wet kiss. I smiled at him, and then I looked at the special rocks Papa had left for me. On each rock was a word in blue paint. Love, laugh, learn. I guess Papa didn't want his friends and family to look for his goodbye, being that he'd always be nearby. The end. This at the end is an activity. It's called reconnecting to a loved one. Think of a special person or pet that you've lost. Is there a special place you and your loved one spent time together? Can you visit this place? If not, can you visit this place in your mind? I invite you to shut your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. While you're doing this, imagine you're in that special place. Now, with your eyes still closed, find the sadness in your body. Look closely in your heart and in your head. With your eyes closed, see yourself pulling this sadness out of your body. Watch yourself as you put the sadness into a special box. Now see yourself closing that box and then hiding it. If your place is somewhere outside, maybe there's a bush or a tree you'd like to hide it behind. If this place is inside, in a closet or under your bed might be a good place too. Now keep your eyes shut. with your box safely hidden. Look around this special place of yours. Listen, look, hear, smell, and even touch while you explore this place. Pretend like you're a detective, paying attention to every detail. While you're in this place, allow yourself to feel the happiness and joy you're experiencing. Remind yourself you can come back and visit this place anytime you'd like. When you're ready, watch yourself walking back to pick up your special box. Now that you've picked it up, you might notice how your feelings in the box are separate from you. I recognize that even strong feelings that seem like they're stuck in you are only visiting you. Now open your eyes and experience the world in the special way only you know how to. I'm so hopeful that this book and activity have helped you and your family in some small way. Your friend, Wade. I certainly do hope you enjoy, and thank you for listening along with me. It gives me great pleasure to share this book.